I say, how you doing today? How are you doing today? I am your host, Lacey G. Soldier Turner, and I have two very special guests with me today. I'm about to break them on right quick. Okay, so these two gentlemen are part of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated Epsilon Lambda chapter. We got Dwight Johnson and we got Abdul Abdullah. Welcome to the platform.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Okay, so I talked with you last time, the white, we was talking about the golf tournament. We're gonna get into that also a little more, but today I want to talk more about the foundation. So, can each one of you tell me more about the foundation?
Yeah, I'll start us off. The foundation is an extension of the chapter of Epsilon Lambda. So our foundation was started in 2004. Like many organizations, we always doing a lot of work. A lot of people do a lot of great work out here. And I know we talk about the alphas, but it isn't just the alphas. There are a lot of great organizations, fraternities, and sororities who are doing great work. And oftentimes within our fraternity, or sororities, we can get very busy with a lot of things. So the foundation for us is an extension of the chapter, which allows us to be able to really focus on some of those core activities and core things that are really a part of our mission. And a big part of our mission of Alpha Phi Alpha is to uplift the community as they strive to achieve a higher social intellectual status within the community. So the foundation really allows us to really focus in very specifically on what those things are going to be, whether it's going to be mentorship, whether it's going to be community development, whether we're going to focus in on fatherhood, whether we're going to focus in on violence prevention, whatever that is, which is within our program that we do. That's what the foundation does. And like many things, you pass resources, information through institutions. So becomes our institution that we pass our resources through in order to allow us to do the work that we continue to do. So that's really how the foundation really started, was so we could be really focused and really have a mechanism that is associated with the chapter, but specifically for our activities that we want to do around community improvement and community development and our approach to uplifting the Black community.
Yes. All right, Dwight, you gonna jump in?
Yeah, I'll jump in a little bit. Last time when we talked, I said that I was a product of the St. Louis public school system. And I was blessed to have a lot of strong Black male role models. Uh, had best father in the world, uncles, uh, but also teachers. I graduated from Sumner High School, and
Bulldog.
yeah, bulldog for life. Uh, the thing is that when you are exposed and surrounded by the right things, you know, it makes the path a little bit easier. And one of the things I love about this foundation is our investment in youth, uh, and not just scholarships. I'm talking about time. I'm talking about the Alpha Mentoring Program. I'm talking about taking groups of young men to different venues and exposing them to things and letting them be with strong Black men that care about them and their development. And the foundation is the perfect vehicle for this. And that's one of the reasons why we work so hard on this golf tournament, because I mean, we all know money makes the world go around, and you can have the best intentions, but without the cash, man, it's hard to do stuff. So you
That
can't
part.
have scholarships unless you got some money. You can't do things for these young people unless you've got some money, and the foundation is just the perfect vehicle for that.
Okay, so can you all tell me about the relevance of the foundation?
Oh, I can. I can tell you this. There is a perception, and whether it's through the media or our current politics or whatever, but there is a perception A lot of times when you see black kids on TV, it's not a positive image.
Correct.
That's the sensationalism is what gets people's attention. The hard work comes in the trenches. The hard work comes in getting up early on a Saturday morning, even when you don't feel like it,
Yeah.
going to take some kids to the driving range, to the archery, to an archery place. The relevance, this type of thing is necessary now more than ever. We cannot expect others to save our kids. And as long as we allow other people to put their perception, their reality on what kids are, what our kids are, we're going to continue to have problems. And if we have to do it one day at a time, one kid at a time, one young man at a time, one meeting, one interaction, one conversation, one investment at a time, then that's what we're going to do. Because we can't sit back and let the local news station or the national news describe, define, and generate the image that they have for our youth. We got to get in there and do the work. And that's the relevance of the Epsilon Lambda Charitable Foundation.
And that's a good point, Dwight. I think sometimes people, when they see our organizations that are out there, they don't see that hard work that goes into it, nor do they see that there's always extensions of the work, the chapter, the foundation. And I'm living proof. I had a great father, man. I also grew up in Walnut Park. So, 5215 Alcott.
Wait a minute. I'll see your Walnut Park and raise you 1323 North Vandervetter, which is now a vacant lot.
This is
Okay.
now a vacant lot. And one of the things was I had a great father, but both my parents, they both had their GEDs, which they later went on to get. So for me, being in that space, there were just certain things when I was in high school that I just wasn't exposed to. And it was the Alpha brothers, who I had no idea was even an Alpha, who mentored me indirectly, gave me a job at a point in time, where, you're young, you want to make some money. And that job he gave me helped keep me really out of the street, right? And I'll never forget, always gave me great advice, had no idea he was an Alpha. And right before I went away to college, he said, "Here you go," gave me a bunch of, clothes and sportswear and his history book and said, "And I'm an Alpha. When you get to that college campus, look it up." And that's exactly what I did. And looking at that, it helped to connect me to another group of men there who also helped to mentor me to help me get through school. So for us, this isn't just, it just doesn't stop with young kids. This is also a lot of brothers who have been influenced by Alpha. Our chapter is over 100 years old. So this has been going on for a while. So now the foundation and this work that we do is personal. And I think the best example you can have are walking examples of how it works, how impactful it is. So I'm a product of that, right? So for us, being able to continue to do this work where you can help a young man get to college, particularly our Black boys, and we have to be able to have our image and have our solution for how we are going to impact our young Black men, because at the end of the day, Superman isn't coming.
Fact.
It's up to us.
Okay. So I know
On the
y'all.
other hand, some might say we are Superman.
So I know y'all touched on this a little bit, but can you tell the people about the purpose of the foundation?
You want that one?
Yeah, I mean, the purpose of the foundation, really the foundation, again, it was started in 2004. And the foundation, our purpose of the foundation really is to provide, initially was to provide a mechanism in order to have scholarships that were given to young men and young women who actually were going to school. That was the initial purpose of it. And like many things, what we decided to do was not that we separate things, but to have an official mechanism where we could receive donations, where people felt very comfortable giving to a foundation versus giving to a chapter. So we separated those activities so that all of our activities around community development, mentorship, and all of our activities that relate to those type of activities would come out of the foundation, so that way people could be able to give. But we are powered by the Epsilon Lambda, the chapter Epsilon Lambda, with several hundred brothers that help to do this work. So,
all right. We raise the money, they manage it.
That's right.
They administer it. The mission is to promote and uplift the education of youth and the advancement of our community. This is achieved through the involvement in various activities and initiatives of Alpha, as well as support for other local philanthropic interests in the St. Louis area. We work with the Boy Scouts. We work with Annie Malone. We have a book bag drive every year, so the kids that need their school supplies got someplace that they can come and get it. We have support for single fathers. Project Alpha, which is the introduction and education when it comes to personal responsibility and health awareness and sexuality and things like that.
And I think that's important to hit on, Dwight, because one of the things about Project Alpha, you know, as a young man, you know, it's no different than, you know, your body changes, you get them hormones, you get those things, and that can be a tough time. And we have to be able to help those young men to be able to process that, man, because you got a lot of stuff going on, but you got to have an environment, man, where you can express how you're feeling, right? And be able to talk about those changes. And I think that is a big piece, because, you know, I know what I was thinking of at 12, 13, 14 years old, you know.
Well, we all were.
That's right. But being able to say, to harness that and give good information. So, you know, we don't have young fathers out here, or we can help them make a different path. Because if I would have had a child at 16 years old, man, how my life would be different now. Because there's a different responsibility. Yeah. So
we have members of the chapter who are physicians come in and talk to young men about STDs, okay, which at 12, 13, 14 years old, maybe these kids have never even heard of an STD, don't really know. They may have heard some initials or something like that, but do they have the real information? Right. Do they understand how things that happen at 12, 13, 14 can impact you when you're 40, 50, or 60, okay? Do they understand that a bad decision today just might impact that MBA career, right, or whatever dream they may have? It breaks it on down. Brothers talking to brothers, men talking to young men, telling them what's real, okay? And it's a solid program. It's a very solid program.
And we can't forget Big Brother, Big Sister. We have Brother Robert Hughes who's working over at Big Brother, Big Sister. But Big Brother, Big Sister is a national program of the Alphas and of us nationally. But we also work here locally also with that. So we understand our position as men, and we have 300-400 men in our chapter. So we understand that, you know, what men can do and what the presence of men will do to change and impact the community. And again,
by the way, just to tag on that, Robert Hughes is an Alpha. His father is an Alpha, and his grandmother and my mother were twin sisters. Robbie's my nephew. What can I say, man?
Is that where you get that good head of hair from? Is that where you get it from? Man, you're doing pretty good, Dwight.
I'm hanging in there, man. It's still there. It's all over the place right now, but it's hanging in there.
And yeah, like you were saying, Dwight too, because I see, when people get in office, politicians, they be going back to when they was teenagers, saying stuff they did and everything like that. When he was 12, he stole out the store. He's a bad candidate with that. But so it seems like y'all have a prestigious foundation. Can you tell me about the history of the foundation?
Well, it's formed in 2004, and we started out originally primarily. We've had scholarships for almost as long as we've had the chapter. Okay, but we decided to formalize it and say, wait a minute, there's other things we can do. If we had a nonprofit set up, there's grants we could apply for, there's partnerships we could get involved in, so that we could do things with our big brothers and big sisters, with the Boy Scouts of America, with the March of Dimes. There's programs that we would have access to partnership with and bring that manpower to the specific mission if we just had things set up properly. And that's why we went to develop the foundation. Brother Abdullah, I'm stepping all over your
Oh
turf.
no. I think it's good. Hey, I always yield to the deference. I mean, you know it better than me. So I always
try to say I'm old, Lacey. That's what it is.
But that's a nicer way than saying you old. No.
No, but I think one of the things too is one thing I always admire about being an alpha is that is the intelligence of the men here in the organization, and I think it's important to make sure that we use our best tools that we can have. And again, Alpha Phi Alpha is a membership-based organization. That's how we're set up. While we can do certain pieces from a business standpoint, it makes sense to have a foundation that this is how it's structured. You have a 501c3. You have other types of 501cs, organizations that are set up. But this allows us, again, to be focused in on some of these additional programming. Not that we don't do membership, that's a chapter piece, but it really allows us to stay focused. So, the organization has been, the foundation has been officially around since, I guess this is for 19 years now. Next year we'll make 20, but the chapter's been around for over 100 years. And we have some other foundations that have been set up that may focus in on community development. Well, we need to make sure that we're being very focused in on this business. And that's why the foundation, I think, is extremely important. So while it's while it's a separate entity, we always have to work together with our 100-year history of service and men to power it. So one raises the money and administers. The other one, again, as Dwight said, is the power behind it. So
once again, y'all talked about this. Could you tell everyone about the services that the foundation offers?
Yeah, so I think the first one, which is important, is our mentor program, and it's called AMP, and it's our AMP program, which is our Alpha Mentoring program, and it's a partnership that we work with another brother named Keenan Morrison from the Village, and I think that that's so important. Keenan Morrison, he's a brother, and the story behind the Village, which is important, is that Keenan's father was an alpha as well. So the mentor program was
an alpha. He's just old. He's still an alpha.
Yeah, Keenan is an alpha. That's right.
Don't write Spider off yet.
Yeah, Spider, don't do me like that. But Keenan's father was an alpha. So the relationship of the model of the Village of actually, this is how we mentor, was based on the relationship of Keenan and his father, and how the alphas mentored Keenan all of his life. So every second and fourth Saturday at the house, we're mentoring over 50 boys for the last 8 years consistently. And the Village gives an opportunity to be able to mentor these boys. In addition to, it also allows for other organizations, because we have other brothers who are doing things, whether it's who are doing things, whether it's Albert Herald, whether it's school, rides and school supplies. Those are all alphas, right? So we have a lot of brothers that are here, but it allows for all of those brothers that are doing their thing to still come together, and we all collectively can work together as well. We also have, of course, our giveaways, which are our turkey drives and things we do, which you got to have for the holiday. Hey, hey, Big Ma need her ham. She need her turkey. She got to have that. But we also have, again, Project Alpha, which is where we go into the schools and we go into the community and we teach these young men about, of course, their sexuality, and what's going on with their body, and mentorship around sexual responsibility. There are a number of other things that we do. I'll let Dwight touch on those, but those are our big core things, is our mentorship, and we have the results of that. But I'll let Dwight talk about some of the historical things that have taken place during that time.
Well, we've done quite a bit with the Riverview Garden School District, for example. We we worked to develop and populate a STEM classroom at Cook School. Also, Cook School is a what is it, K through 6? I'm not sure, but in any case, they didn't have a playground. The school itself was located in the middle of a residential community, but they did not have a playground. Um, they got a playground now. Okay, um, that's one of the things that we've done. The as Brother Abdullah was saying, the turkey drive, 150 needy families every Thanksgiving come by the frat house. Okay, um, we sometimes people don't realize that doing the right things, doing the good things, doing the things to make a difference, um, they make you feel good about yourself. They make you feel good about your organization. They make you feel good about what you are a part of. I'm proud to be a member of Epsilon Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, because I know the work that we put in the community. I know the time we spend. I've gone down to the house uh, and played chess with some of the young mentees, uh, teaching them things that maybe they might not have gotten exposure to. Maybe they would have, but when you know that you've gotten in there and you've done your part and rolled up your sleeves, you're not leaving stuff to chance. Okay, and that's what the Epsilon Lambda Charitable Foundation is doing. We're making sure we're not leaving it to chance. We're not going to say that all these kids are bad or these kids are going in the wrong direction. They got too many people that talk about stuff and not enough people that are doing stuff. And that's what we're trying to do.
And one of our big programs too, which is our national program, is called Go to High School, Go to College. A lot of these mentor programs that we're doing are part of our national initiatives, where we have thousands of chapters around the world who are doing these initiatives. So when we look at what it is that we're doing, a big part of that is, how do we get these young men to finish high school, to go to college, to finish college? And that's why this is so important, because this isn't just mentorship. This is, how do we begin to move Black men, into that position, in order for them to be not just a man, but to feel like a man, to have the dignity of that man. Because when men have dignity and men feel valued, they will get up and they will lead these communities. And that is so important to do that. And again, I always just go back to myself. I am a result of what this chapter, man, has done, of being mentored. When I got to college, man, I was rough. The brothers will tell you, man, I was rough. But this organization, I always said all the time, man, it dressed me, man. It really did. And for that, man, I've had a chance to travel the world. I've had a chance to sit at Coretta Scott King's table when she was alive, and but Ambassador Andy Young, man. I had a chance to introduce Cornel West at a convention, man, when I was in college. And I've had all these great experiences. So, how do we continue to move not only our community, but through these initiatives? So again, that's what the foundation is so powerful, because our programs that we do many different pieces, but the things that are really our core competencies are mentorship, engagement of young Black men, and sending and helping young Black men go to high school, graduate, go to college, and graduate.
Okay, y'all look, y'all need to make me an honorary member. You know what I'm saying? I need to be part of the foundation.
You can't be an honorary member, brother, but we can talk about some things. Oh no, you either in or you not. We also have a motto, and this is part of every chapter in Alpha. A voteless people is a hopeless people.
Okay.
Now, we don't try to tell anybody how to vote. We don't try to tell anybody which issues are important. That's your decision. But what we do is we dispel a lot of misconceptions and try to do things to let people know what's really real and what they need to do so that their most basic and fundamental American right, the right to vote, is something that they know that they have and how they can go about using it. During now I'll go to some history, Abdullah. I walked all over North St. Louis in 2008 when Barack Obama was running for president, knocking on doors, just going down a block, knocking on every door, talking to people. I found that there were a number of people in Black neighborhoods who had been led to believe that because they got caught with a nickel bag or whatever and had to maybe go to jail for 30 days or whatever, and they're done, they're off parole, they're off probation, excuse me, and they're back in society, but that were given the information, or should I say misinformation, that because of that one thing they could never vote again in America. That's the kind of misinformation that should not be disseminated. Right. And we have to dispel that. Your franchise is not automatically eliminated because of something that happened in your youth or whatever. I'm sure if you watch the news today, you'll see we got people doing way much more stuff than that, and still trying to do whatever they're trying to do. I'm not going to take this down the political rabbit hole. Right? Get off of this. But a voteless people is a hopeless people. Right. And that's one of the things that we have to work on in our communities to make sure that people exercise their franchise.
Okay. So I know I want to touch on this again. September the 16th, y'all have a big golf course tournament coming up. Can you tell the people about that one more time?
Forest Park, 7:30. Be there. That's the place to be. We're going to have a four-person scramble, excuse me. We have several ladies groups that are playing, and some of these ladies out here are vicious. They are more serious about their golf than any guy I know. We will have a shotgun start, which means that different foursomes will start on different holes, and at 7:30 we'll tee off, and everybody will play 18 holes. We'll have first, second, and third place. We'll have a closest to the pin, a longest drive. We will have breakfast that morning, and we will serve lunch when the tournament is over. We have some really great sponsors. I'm scared to start naming sponsors because if I forget somebody, I'll really be in trouble.
You forget me.
Well, I don't want to do that. Let's just say we're going to have some really great sponsors, though. And um, we will also have, as within the tournament, we will have what we're calling the Divine Nine Tournament, which is a challenge to other Black Greek letter organizations. So if you're a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, Sigma Gamma Rho, Delta Sigma Theta, aka any of the Divine Nine, if you would like to enter a team, we're gonna find out, because a lot of Black Greeks talk a lot of stuff. So we're gonna find out who can play some golf, and so we will have that tournament within a tournament, uh, and we'll find out just exactly what's what.
Okay. And the white, you sure y'all want to let me in? You know, I don't
Uh,
really remember. No.
brother, brother, I'm not sure you can get a raffle ticket for what you showing me there. Uh, but but no, it should be really nice, and uh, it's something that's fun, something that people enjoy. People that are golfers, they like to play golf. Why not play golf for a purpose? Why not play golf for a reason? Why not play golf that's going to help the youth in the St. Louis community? Why not play golf that's going to help maybe some needy families around Thanksgiving? Why not play golf and do something that is going to help educate, expose, empower, teach, and all that our young people in the St. Louis community? We've got to stand up and do something, because we can't sit back and let the news and the movies and Netflix and everybody else dictate what our community looks like.
Right.
Okay? This is an opportunity for you to come out and have some fun. Hey, look, if you don't want to play golf, it's okay if you're not a golfer. You can go to our website and make a donation to this golf tournament. If you are a small Black business, you got a barber shop, you've got an insurance agency, whatever kind of business you have, would you like to be a whole sponsor for $100? We'll put your name right out there on one of the holes, so that people that are driving around can say, "Oh, wait a minute, this guy has a roofing business. This person is an electrician. This person is a plumber." Whatever. We all run into people every day saying, "Do you know a good plumber?
Yeah.
A good electrician? Man, I got a problem with my air conditioner. You know a good air conditioner?" How would you like to just go ahead and find out how you can get exposure to a bunch of people that are out there having fun, and maybe somebody will look up and see your whole sign and take a picture with their phone? Now you got some new business coming in the door.
There you go.
Okay, just another way to make money.
All right. Well, do you got anything to say to that?
No, I think Dwight got it. I'm just glad Dwight let me be on the podcast today. Hey, he Batman, I'm Robin. He Nino Brown, I'm G Money. He MC
Am I
Hammer,
my
I'm
brother's
the
keeper?
big MC.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Oh, me.
So, do y'all have anything else coming up that you would like to promote?
I think right now, and this is one thing that we try to do a good job of. We try not to step on each other and do any ambush marketing, but we do have different programs. And have you got the name of the website, Abdullah? Because if you do, people can go out. I've got it right here.
Yeah.
You can go to elcharitablefoundation.org, and you'll see upcoming events and things like that. But you'll see what we're about. You'll get an idea of what we're about. www elcharitablefoundation.org.
So where kind of people get the tickets again for the golf tournament?
They can go right there.
Okay.
You click on events and it'll show the golf tournament. They got a QR code on there, so you can go high tech and just scan it and do what you got to do. So, but if anybody has any other questions, they call you, Lacey. You let me know. You know how to reach me.
Yeah. Look, I got the number up in this piece. I got to come through me to get to him, you know. But now I want to thank you, the chairman, Abdul Abdullah, and Dwight Johnson. Thank you again, you know, for gracing the platform and breaking down everything about the foundation. And if y'all ever need me to promote anything, I am here for you.
Okay, buddy. I will remember that.
Definitely hit me up. You know where to reach me at.
Yeah, I know how to reach you too.
But yeah, thank y'all for being on the platform, and I will keep y'all posted when this article comes out also.
Okay. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, no problem. Thank you.